Welcome to Birmingham Theological Seminary, BTS, Hebrew 1. My name's Judd Davis. I'm your teacher for this semester. I'm really excited about diving in, learning this ancient language. The goal I have in this class is to eventually help you get to the place where you can volume read Hebrew, where you can sit down, pour yourself a cup of coffee, and read 10 chapters in Genesis. Maybe become good enough where you could sit down and read a whole book in Hebrew. It's a great task, a great goal for us to aim at, but everybody starts at the same place, and that is learning the essentials. And so this is the book we'll use as our textbook. It's notes I've put together. We'll supplement that with Logos, but I just wanted to give you a heads up of what we're going to be looking at on the first night. I'll give you a link in the email Dropbox for all the files. But what we're going to do in our 2 hours together is master the material enough to take quiz 1A and 1B. And I'm going to let you do that on your own after we've studied together. Maybe turn it in by, say, noon on Saturday. And you can take that on your own, on your own, and just email it to me. So what we're going to look at is the alphabet. And whenever you learn an ancient language, there's going to be difference in pronunciation. We're going to follow the modern pronunciation, and the reason we're going to do that is because there are MP3 files for this, a lot of material, and whenever you learn an ancient language, it's only important that you be consistent in your pronunciation. And so we're going to go with one where there are a lot of MP3 files where we can mimic. There are 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. Aleph, Beit, Gimel, Dalet, Hey. You want to memorize these in order. I do 5 together. Aleph, Beit, Gimel, Dalet, Hey. Vav. So we're going with the Vav pronunciation instead of the Wow pronunciation. Vav, Zayin, Chet, Chet, so that's a hard H. Tet, very staccato T. Tet, Yod. Kop, Lamed, Mem. Notice you have final forms. If it appears at the end of the word, that's how they appear. Kop, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samik. Ayin, Pei, Tzadi, that's a TS sound. Kof, Race. And then the 21st letter, there are 2 pronunciations, Sin, Shin. I had somewhat liberal professor, and he used to tell us a joke. He would say, sin is always on the left. So I gave a way to memorize that, but Sin, Shin, but it's really just one letter, 2 different pronunciations for it. And then Tav. So those are the 22 letters, and they're pretty straightforward. The curveball comes with what's called the Begad Kafat letters, Beit, Gimel, Dalet, Kof, Pei, and Tav, because originally they had a different pronunciation if they had the dot. The dot's called a dagesh, and you can think of the dagesh originally as taking an H sound out. So if you want to think of this as a BH, GH, DH, CH, PH, TH, that's what it originally was. That rule in modern Hebrew is only followed for 3, the Beit, the Kof, and the Pei. There's really no with or without the dagesh for the gimel, dalet, and tav in modern times. So you will hear some people will do Adam, and they're trying to do the ancient ones. We're just going to follow the modern ones, and the modern ones for these three don't follow that rule anymore. So you have a B, a BH sound, or a V if you want to think of it that way. Straight G sound, straight D sound, CH sound without the dagesh, and or K sound, cough, with it. Pay, PH without the dot, P with it. So one of the hardest things we'll do together is simply learn the alphabet. So you'll want to come up with ways to do that. And I've given you some links to YouTube videos. This website with this link is the University of Washington, where they actually break up into syllables the reading, and if you just click on that and then click on the word, it will give it in syllables. We'll do that a little tomorrow. If you want to read, of course, Hebrew is read from right to left, so Bereshit bara Elohim et ha-shamayim va'et ha'aretz. This is the transliteration, so if you want to try to get that down, if you want to listen to the recordings, that would probably be helpful. We will eventually memorize these first 5 verses in Hebrew, so if you want to do that, you're going to be well on your way. But don't be overwhelmed. This is a long haul. We're in it together. I'm here to help you. So, do what you can before the class starts, and then we'll do it together. Now, the second hour we're together, we're going to look at what's called pointing. And you may or may not know that in the written text, originally there were no vowels there, and so the vowels were in the spoken language, but they weren't really written down. And it wasn't until pretty late, maybe 400 AD, that a system was developed that has become standard usage today for those who are learning the language. Once you have fully learned the language, you don't need the pointing anymore. In Israel, you can get a paper that's pointed, but most people who are fluent just read unpointed Hebrew. So this is a way, an ancient way, and it's a clunky system in that it's kind of hard to understand because, you've got similar sounds, ah, and ah, but, one is longer and one's shorter and one's very short. Read through this. This will be Mark Futano's discussion, and if you let me transition here. If you have Logos, and you can go to Futano. I don't know why that's not working. Hang on just a second. Let me see if I can get this active for us. Oh, I think I have it working now. Hebrew introduction. There are all kinds of basics to Hebrew. So Pratico and Van Pelt will do this material as well. And so you can find in Logos some very helpful tools. I think they may even have like a Hebrew alphabet tool. So you've got this Hebrew alphabet, and they will give you ways.
Vet, Rimel, Doleth, He, Wow, Zain.
So this is the ancient
Het, Tet, Yod, Chaf, Kaf.
And so you can go through and get a lot of help, and we're going to use lots of resources. So use your Logos and see how many of those that you have. But our textbook will be this one that I'm emailing you here. Another person summary I've put here. My own chart I've put here. We're going to look at lots of different ways, but know that it's kind of a little bit of a clunky system. And basically the rule we're going to follow is we're going to go to a native speaker in the MP3 links, and we're going to copy what they do exactly. So that's, they say imitation's the sincerest form of flattery. Well, we're going to imitate the native speaker, and that's going to be our rule. You probably want to learn these 4 words. They are the top 4 in the 500 words, and as we begin to read through, we'll kind of point these out. Eventually, we want to get where we can read through the first 5 verses. It's probably going to take us a couple or even 3 nights together before we can do that. But, dive in, see what you can do before class time. We will study this together tomorrow, and then I really look forward to interacting with you. This is going to be a great journey. Hebrew is a beautiful language. The biblical theology is just incredible, and I'm really happy that we're studying together. So I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and I will send you the link, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks.